You're still watching Midday Live. My name is Thomas Adotaipa. Now, during this time of the year, the DVLA is usually inundated with lots of cars hoping to get registered to get brand new and fresh dates. My colleague Edward Kwabi was at the DVLA this morning and has come through with his reports.
So we're coming to you live from the DVLA headquarters, where registration of new vehicles for 2014 has begun. It is also part of the DVLA's plans to register at least 200 vehicles for the day, and to ensure that traffic move on fast even within the premises. So a lot of cars have moved here. I must assure you that they are all in to get 2014 number plate. It is really a Herculean task for them, but of course they are meeting the target. And I have with me Mr. Rudolph Beckley, who is the Chief Executive Officer of the DVLA, to share or throw more light on this occasion. Sir, we know normally the challenge associated with this is that a lot of cars move in because they want to have the 2014 number plate. What have been put in place to ensure that the challenges that is associated with this is curtailed?
Yeah. Thank you very much for having me. Drawing from the experience of 2012 and 2013, around this time, vehicle owners are eager to have the 2014 registration number. So drawing from that experience, we also have put ourselves together, come up with a structure to manage this huge demand occasioned by vehicle registration. As you can see here, you realize that even though there's huge pressure, as a result of what the structures we put in place, we are managing the issue very effectively. We met a week ago and put a strategy together. One of the key things we decided to do is that, looking at the numbers, we have decided that we take 200 vehicles in a day with at least 50 as protocol. Even if the protocol is not exhausted, we still take other numbers to meet the 250. So we are looking at an average of 250 vehicles to register in a day, and that is what our capacity can handle. As you can see, we have allowed 100 vehicles in now. Work started today at 8 a.m. exactly, and this is going to continue till after the 15th, where we'll be in a position to manage everyone who will register a vehicle. So 250 vehicles will be managed in a day. As you can see, we have deployed a lot of points for the registration of the vehicles. There's a point in my right, there's a point in my left, and then the officers have also been prepared adequately to help with the registration. We have also indicated that officers who will be managing this situation will be clothed properly so that clients can access our offices without let or hindrance. We know the issue of GORO, so we have put structures in place to ensure that GORO incidents or activities are reduced. In terms of traffic management, we've also collaborated with the Ghana Police MTTU, where they have deployed personnel to manage traffic along the main road. So when you go onto the major road, you don't see much of traffic. What we have done is that if a vehicle is coming into the yard for registration, we allow the vehicle to come in and park at a point. So all the vehicles intending to have their numbers in 2014 are parked at a point, and therefore we allow them as and when the yard is free. We have also sent a message to our clients in that effect, so they are also cooperating very well.
I know within this time, a lot of vehicles also come here for roadworthiness and all that. Others don't send their cars here, but they are able to access DVLA roadworthiness certificate. How are you going to ensure in 2014 that we do not have such cases?
Thank you so much for this question. Indeed, we have also ensured that, by virtue of ensuring that we manage or we examine our vehicles appropriately before we issue roadworthy stickers, we have allowed private participation into our processes, where we have given authorization to 4 firms to render that particular service. I'm talking about the private vehicle test stations. So any vehicle intending to do a roadworthy certification or to have a roadworthy sticker will have to go for examination at these private vehicle test stations. Once they issue a certificate, then they come here for the roadworthy sticker. So therefore, the private participation is also helping in this regard. The private participation or the private person is supposed to manage vehicles 3.5 tons gross vehicle weight and below, and we are supposed to manage or examine those vehicles that are 3.5 tons gross vehicle weight and above here. And again, in addition to this registration exercise, our officers are also on the ground doing the roadworthy examination. The fact that this particular aspect of our service is on high demand around this time does not mean that we are glossing over other equally important services. We also are in a position to manage other equally important services to ensure that at the end of the day, the object of safety, which is enshrined in our mandate, is not compromised.
I'm particularly worried about monitoring. When you look at monitoring vehicles, seeing the vehicles, physical presence of the vehicle itself, for you to see how strong the car is, how good the car is, before issuing out the certificate for roadworthiness is my challenge. And a lot of these vehicles don't make it to the offices of DVLA and of course those private firms you're talking about, but they go in there and they are able to have access to the stickers and they go out there to paste them on the cars. So what is going to be done in terms of monitoring and seeing the car, physical presence of the car, before issuing out roadworthy certificate to them before they can operate?
Thank you very much for this very brilliant question. This is one of the challenges we are confronted with, and by way of our resolution for 2014 or by way of our strategy for 2014, we are going through what we call ICT-based examination, where if the vehicle comes into the test bay, the roadworthy sticker is electronically generated. So if your vehicle does not go through that ICT system, the end result, which is the sticker that will be generated electronically, will not be generated, because the system has to identify the presence of your vehicle before the sticker, which is the roadworthy sticker, is generated. We currently we have the systems in place. It's going to be an electronically generated roadworthy sticker from 2014 onwards. So therefore we will not have that manually based. So therefore if your vehicle does not go through that system, where the system will monitor from the head to the tail of your vehicle, the roadworthy sticker at the end of the process will not be generated, which implies that then your vehicle hasn't gone through the system. So we understand these challenges and we have put acts in place to mitigate the challenges.
All right, so roadworthy certificates will be issued through electronic process, and of course that is Mr. Rudolph Berkeley who just spoke to us. He's been telling us a lot of issues regarding vehicle registration for 2014. Of course, they are saying that their resolution is to ensure that vehicles go through the appropriate testing and appropriate mechanisms or processes before they issue out certification to every vehicle that comes to their offices. My name is Edward Kwabi. We've been coming to you live from the DVLA office here at 37. We hand over to you at the studios.